are protesting. And you can see now they are throwing rocks as well. Well, Jenna, we are of course trying to get a bit of security here, but the residents are throwing rocks all over the place here, and police are of course just shooting using rubber bullets to try and protect themselves here, and those who are here as well. And of course things have turned ugly right now as we speak.
Right, let's try and give our team there some time to get to safety. Rubber bullets being fired at the community, hurling rocks at the police there, trying to stop the officials from disconnecting illegal water connections. That's in Lenasia South. Live.
Greetings, everyone. I hope you're fine. I hope you are doing well. I would like to appreciate you for taking this moment to watch this video. And where should I begin? I would like to begin by saying these people have had these illegal connections for years, more than 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And you cannot tell me that the government was not aware of the whole situation about these illegal connections. But why now? We always have different perceptions, because some people might say GNU is now working, is dealing with corruption, because some people will say these illegal connections is a real deal or is a real corruption. That's another perception, or that's another view. And other people might say we all have to pay for water. In other words, it should not be allowed for others to pay and others not to pay. That's another view, and I respect that. But my perception is that these people have had these illegal connections for about 5 years or more than 5 years, and the government was aware of that. And again, according to their constitution, people have right to life, and water is life. And they know very well that water is very significant. Water is important. Water is a primary need. In other words, everybody needs water. They know that. So in other words, if they cut these illegal connections, what are they going to do? Obvious, they are going to use water tanks. They're going to use water tanks because they know very well that it's a fact that no one can live without water. This is a fact. So they have to come up with another alternative, or option B. But I'm asking myself a question. Why can't they say, okay, now we have this problem of illegal connections? In other words, they have to take responsibility that we have allowed these illegal activities, illegal connections for about maybe more than 5 years. They have to say, you know what, we have to account, we have to take responsibility. So what are we going to do? We are going to cut these illegal connections, and we are going to replace them with legal connections. Why? Because water is necessary, water is important. In other words, they have to say, we have to do this for our people because we promised our people heaven and earth during elections campaign. In other words, they have to provide. In other words, it's their responsibility to do so. I just want to come to this point where I said no one can live without water. So now their option B is not to provide with a legal connection, but their option B is to provide water to these people, but this time using water tanks. So even if it's expensive to transport water using using these trucks, but they'll do it anyway. Because if you can, like for an example, analyze it to the fullest, you'll discover that it may be cheap for the government to say, you know what, let us just provide legal connections. But they want to go ahead with this plan, which is their plan B or plan C, to provide water using water tanks. Why? It's because if they do so, they'll have to issue some tenders. They'll have to issue, there's a high possibility that they'll have to issue some tenders. And the moment they issue these tenders, these people will never get legal connections of water again. It's gonna be impossible. Why? Because even if when you use logic, you can tell that it's gonna be expensive for them to provide water using these trucks, but they are going to do it anyway. Why? Because it's all about tenders. So when you see all these things happening, you have to understand that they are planned. The moment they start issuing tenders that are related to water supply using trucks or water tanks, you have to know for a fact that even if they had a plan to facilitate the process of providing water legally using right connections, they won't go ahead with that plan. They will delay that plan. Why? Because of a tender system. So in most cases, when you see things in your community being done in a certain way that is not even understandable, you have to know that it's planned. Most of the things that are happening are planned. It's not like maybe poor service delivery. Yes, there's poor service delivery there and there, but most of these things are just planned. So now if they are going to provide water here using trucks, it's going to take a long time because they have to enjoy themselves first. This is my perception. I don't know what you think. Some people might say people should pay for water. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you have to provide legal connections and then put meters so that people can pay. Others might say GNU is working. I don't see GNU doing anything so far.